Friday, I wind up getting a margin call from being in the Nvidia leaps. And because, you know, Nvidia has been getting dogged.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you
You
know,
was
hey.
buying at the high. It's like, don't buy at the
Yeah.
high, boy.
I mean, the high was, it was still like, how much lower did we think, you know? Like, not, you know, it was
Yeah.
still pretty low, but then it went even lower. But it's like, you know what? I got in a margin call for a couple thousand, but guess what? Mondays are here now, and it's YieldMax distribution day. Like, I'm good. So that's just another great thing to YieldMax. I mean, look, like we said, MSTY's got 185, NVDY's got 135. I got 3,100 shares of NVDY. I got 1,725 shares of MSTY. So NVDY.
Like 4,900 shares at $1.50 a pop on average. What's that? A little $7,500 for the
Yes,
month?
73.97 from the human calculator. Almost there.
Oh, man,
So
that's
yeah,
beautiful, man.
73.97.
$7,400 a month. What did you have to go out and work for that?
I done started from the small grind, turned it up major. I remember all the hard times, that's what made me greater. Done departed from the haters, got no time, see you later. Always finish what I started, that's what I call major. No, I'm major. And we're here, episode 19, YieldMax Distribution Day.
Let's save together episode 19. Boy, does the time fly.
Literally. Guys are probably wondering what's going on here. Where's Tony at? Why is he on this big display monitor?
Yeah, like I had to zoom from the apartment in Manhattan today, man. I'm a little under the weather, got a little fever going, you know, a little sicky, but you know, didn't want to stop what we got going. You don't want to get in front of the moving train, you know?
I mean, guys, we're still here, committed, you know, it's never going to stop. This is actually my trading monitor I just got for futures I've been using, so I'm like, yo, let's just bring it out here and put them on the screen. So
trading those NASDAQ futures as Nvidia just extremely volatile as always, huh?
I mean, NASDAQ having its worst week, you know, since what, 2020? Yeah, 2022. And we're buying contracts up and still making money. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. That was a pretty crazy trading day. We probably should have been selling the whole day, but you know, there's gonna be times where, you know, things are just overcooked, and sometimes you get an immediate bounce. And you know, we like to scalp and we swing occasionally.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I like to scalp the futures.
I mean, yeah, today, guys, we're really just gonna go on about Nvidia because it's really taking over the headlines. We're gonna go into the statistics of last week that was really bad, and for a lot of the indexes.
I mean, Nvidia is like
YieldMax, of course.
You know, Nvidia is the gift that keeps giving. So you know, let's jump right into it. Like Nvidia's been on discount for quite a while, and it's been selling off heavy down to the mid 100s, right, 105 range, 110 range, and you know, for some reason, every time it gets near that $100 line, it kind of just, you know, bounces right back up, and we're like, what the hell is going on here? But you know, like Nvidia has a lot of good stuff behind it, but it is extremely volatile as of late. You know, $200–300 billion in market cap swings, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like,
going crazy. I mean, down 12%. You know, right when we checked before we started recording, only down at 1.5% for the month. Still down around 12% the 3 month, and then you know the year to date still up over 100%.
6 month is up 22%. It's still up 22% for the 6 month.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah, it's still pretty solid for after the major sell-offs in August and now beginning of September. It's like, you know, we've been saying, especially you've been saying it, like this is the worst period historically for the S&P right now. September, it's always bad.
Yeah, I mean, August to September, you know, it's just, these are the months where the market likes to, you know, take a little poop, and, you know, like some of the household names are going to get really hit, you know, and they, you know, they take nice 10, 15, 20% dips. And, you know, if you're lucky enough to buy it, or, you know, you're brave enough to buy it, because some people, when they see red, what happens? They kind of run. But, you know, we've been trained to, you know, when the market is selling off, that we go in there and we start buying stuff up, start snatching stuff up left and right, left and right, left and right.
I'm waiting for that YieldMax distribution to hit today so I can start buying up. Like, I mean.
All right, well, let's dive straight in it, because MicroStrategy, look, MicroStrategy in the past 5 days still down around 6.5% for the past month, down 8.5%, and for the 6 month is down 16.8%, roughly 17%, right? But what is MSTY doing? MSTY in the past 5 days down 12%, for the month down 13%, for the 6 month down 42%. But
Damn.
what's going on with the distributions? MSTY's distribution is $1.85 this month.
Crazy.
Wow, what is
Crazy work.
distribution going on?
Crazy
And then
work.
NVDY, like NVDY, like what I told you, that last dividend when it paid like the $1.05, $1.10 or something like that, I was like, this is probably going to be the lowest dividend. Like, you don't even got to worry about it. It's probably going to kick up. And look, NVDY is paying $1.35. These YieldMax names are just, nonstop 5-6% a month. It's it's unheard of, unseen. These YieldMax products are, once in a lifetime kind of thing. This is not something that's been going on for 15, 20 years. It's something that's relatively started brand new over the last year or so.
There's going to be a lot of naysayers, like obviously you have to have a set of cojones on you to be invested in YieldMax. That's just like evident,
Oh, for sure.
Like
like when I'm feeling bad about YieldMax, like what I do when I feel bad about YieldMax?
buy more. No.
Yeah, I mean buy more, but I like to speak to retire on dividends. Like, hey man, how you doing today? How do you feel about this? It's just one of those things where retire on dividends really has all the stats and gives great estimations every month. Just a great channel to view if you're in YieldMax products. We like to
Literally.
like on YieldMax and we live through YieldMax and we like to talk about YieldMax all day, but I feel like retire on dividends. I have a nice spreadsheet for us,
Literally.
Nice spreadsheet.
I mean, because at the end of the day, not even just the guys at YieldMax, but anybody who trades is not going to be 100%. Like it would be like
impossible.
It would be unimaginable to be like, yo, guys at YieldMax, like, what are you doing? Like, why aren't the trades going 100%? No trader is going to be 100%, and if they're telling you, right, they're lying.
No, yeah, like if a trader or a social media influencer is only showing you wins and not showing you losses, they're a fraud. If they say they never lost in day trading, lost thousands, tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands, they're a fraud. Like
Literally.
the best traders in the world are going to take losses, even when you get into high probability setup. Sometimes, that's why it's called a high probability setup and not 100% setup. You know what I mean?
And it's like
it's not 100% probability.
Even these dudes,
it's a high probability.
Literally. And they'll say, you see people like say losses, but like people won't really like show like, hey, like this is what I lost.
Oh, we love to show the losses. We love showing
Futures
you losses.
Futures Father shows it too. Yep.
Yeah, like we're human. So it's like there's gonna be days that we lose. Like, is there times that you get on hot streaks? Because me and you talk about it all the time. Is it times you get on hot streaks where you won 10, 15, 20 sessions in a row trading? Yeah, it is actually. But that's that's the craft. That's what you learn. Like, you learn how to, not put too much leverage up on the bet. If it goes your way, you make money. If it comes down, maybe you average in, depending on the setup, depending on what's going on. We like to keep it simple. If the RSI is over 75, maybe you should be looking into some sell side stuff. If the RSI is below a 25, maybe you should be looking to buy some calls. We like to keep it simplistic like that. And then if you want to add the 200-day moving average, that'll be good for you as well. So we like to do a little bit of every nice mixed blend of things.
Even the loss, with me, like I didn't even really tell you, but Friday I wound up getting in a margin call from being in the Nvidia leaps. And because Nvidia's been getting dogged, and I'm like, hey,
buying at the high. It's like, don't buy at the high, boy.
I mean, the high was still like, how much lower did we think? Like not, it was still pretty low, but then it went even lower. But it's like, you know what? I got in a margin call for a couple thousand, but guess what? Mondays are here now, and it's YieldMax distribution day. Like, I'm good. So that's just another great thing in YieldMax. I mean, look, like we said, MSTY's got 185, NVDY's got 135. I got 3,100 shares of NVDY. I got 1,725 shares of MSTY. So NVDY,
4,900 shares at $1.50 a pop on average. What's that? A little $7,500 for the month.
73.97 from the human calculator. Almost there.
Man, that's beautiful.
73.97.
$7,400 a month. What did you have to go out and work for that?
Yeah, I had to talk to Jay.
Yeah, I had to get the money to go in there at first. Yeah,
literally. But, I mean, I had to have the confidence to even put it in there. So it's like that was the hard part. Now it's just how can we temper our emotions to be like, hey, you know what? The positions might be down 15 grand all collectively. They might be losing out 15 grand, but I just made up half of that and. now I'm at like probably over 30 grand that's made so far, and I've only been in YieldMax for 3-4 months. So it's a long-term journey that I'm just realizing if the initial capital gets recovered, everything else from there is just up, and I'm still in the positions. Plus, I might be getting more if I add in.
Yeah, like I tell you all the time, man, as long as you keep adding to it, you know, and then as these distributions come in, you put them in other places, you know, like you'll be fine. Not everything's going to be green, 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 green
Sure.
every day. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you're living in a fairy tale if you think it is.
I mean, look, even last week, chip sector, you know, a lot of chip stocks worst week since January 2022. Was the NASDAQ's worst week since 2022. The S&P's worst week since March 2023. It was last week was a bloodbath, and it's not surprising to see today get recovered.
September, buddy. September, like when that August, September comes around, it doesn't matter what's going on in the world. I'm telling you, when the U.S. equities gets to August to September, expect some market turmoil, expect some volatility, expect that VIX to get up there 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. It even got as high as 50 on the last settle.
Yeah, in August,
like a month ago.
Yeah, yep.
So
that was crazy.
You know, you have to like just be vigilant and stuff. And when you see these irregularities, as I call them, these discounts on these big household names, you know, you just have to stick with it. If you like MicroStrategy at 180, why wouldn't you like it at 125, 130? If you liked Nvidia at 140, 145, why wouldn't you like it at 105?
I mean, it's very psychological, you know, because it's like when people see it going up, they think it goes more. When people see it down, they think it's going to go more down. But it's like training your brain to know that the market's going to move in waves. So if you're trying to catch the wave high, like you should be looking at the RSI. There's a bunch of other indicators, maybe the market sentiment that's going on, the futures. Like there's tons of things to look at to determine where you're at in the wave, and just controlling yourself while you're on the wave. You know, if you're down on the low, you're not looking for the wave to go lower, but you're kind of like, okay, I'm about to catch the wave now. But if you're trying to catch it when it's too high, or you're trying to, you know, go down when it's too, you know what I'm saying? It just, you got to be able to control yourself. That's the only real way you're going to be able to make it.
Yeah, like, I mean, when August to September comes up, you know, a lot of household names go on sale. Some names get a little beat up more than others.
Yep.
Some hold a little value. You know, one thing I noticed about the market is funny to mention. I was just speaking on the phone to a friend, and I was telling him, I'm like, yo, have you noticed over like the past 6-7 years, every time the market's going through like a bad time, Tesla starts to rally?
Where's Tesla at now?
Oh,
like 200?
215.
Oh, 215.
Nah, like it's definitely above 200. Yeah, it's been firm above 200 for a little while.
It might have been close there last week, but yeah.
I'm telling you, when the market takes off, Tesla's gonna fly off, man. Like I mean, yo, the Cybertrucks are gonna get going, and then you're not talking about any of the AI stuff, any of the robotics. You know, there's a lot of things under the hood over there at Tesla, and you know, if you're buying TSL now, which is on the wall, you're buying Tesla, which is on the wall, on our Let's Save Together wall, you know, these are positions where you're going to build up and you're going to hold for the long hold. And,
yeah. I mean, this is such a great time. Everyone's so focused on the short term now. The stuff you're saying about Tesla and even Nvidia, it's hard to kind of, you know, for most people to see what the future, how promising the future is.
I think Tesla is the best purchase in the Magnificent Seven.
Yeah.
Tesla's really good right now.
To make the most money, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like, you know what's really on good discount right now? That is going to surprise you, and it's a really big name, and you know they're going to rally back at some point. You know it. I know it. It's just inevitable. Google's on sale. Google's getting clobbered down. But, you know, this is August, September. Like, you have to be ready to actually purchase these names. But like, what happens a lot of times, people see it going red, and what they do, they sell out the position.
Yeah, like
there's no purchasing. But you know, for the followers that do, for the viewers that do, you know, very smart to buy in August and September. Very, very smart. It takes a genius to buy in these months.
I mean, it takes the confidence, and it also takes the capital too. You got to have the capital. You could want to buy all you want, but if you don't got the money, then you just But I think that's because I especially learned it even last month of just being like, hey, you know, I maybe in June I should have been thinking about selling out at a lot of the highs and then holding cash, and you know, taking every lesson as a blessing. Like, hey, am I upset that I didn't do that? Of course, because I would have had more. But do I realize, like, hey, I'm learning from it, and I'm still in a position where I still have everything. I didn't just immediately sell out of everything that I had. I'm like, hey, you know, I realize where it went wrong. I realize where it's at. Let me just try to take the most advantage of where the market's at now. So that way when I'm looking like a year down the line, I'm like, okay, you know, yeah, that didn't go good, but I took advantage when it was really red, and now I'm here. That's the best thing we can really do
Yeah, I
with all
mean,
this volatility.
August and September are the times, man. Like, I mean, think about YieldMax. A lot of people been hitting us up like, "Hey, YieldMax is down. YieldMax is down." I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing with your distributions? Are
Yeah.
you taking it out? Are you just going out to dinner every month, or like, are you planning vacations? Like, what are you buying more into the
You
position?
eating
Like,
Del
what are you doing?"
Frisco's every night? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Like, what are you ordering? Fogo de Chao? But you know,
You know what's crazy too?
when
What
these
actually
things,
paid high was PayPal too.
oh,
PY was like
PayPal, yeah, like you mentioned
160. I
PayPal.
was seeing the payouts. I'm like, wow, they're like, because you know, when we look at the YieldMax payouts, I'm like, all right, who's got up $1 or more? Because that's like, you know, NVDY and MSTY. That's how you find them on the list most of the time. There's really nobody else paying $1 consecutively. So I have to look back at that. But that really surprised me just right before we like started recording. I'm like, wow, they're paying 161. They're only 16
Nah, I
bucks.
mean,
Crazy.
listen. I've been I've been watching PayPal and Square for a while, and they've been in a dead zone for a long time, just chilling
Hmm.
in the 60s. At some point, those names are gonna have a recovery story like Carvana.
Damn, you really think so,
Like
huh?
they're gonna fly off the handle sooner or later. Because think about PayPal and Square. Like they were like the first two big companies that really put like Bitcoin on the ledger. Like you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
no
Like
lie.
you can buy cash,
Damn,
like
yeah.
you can buy Bitcoin on Cash App, and you can have Bitcoin on PayPal. Like that's like huge. But they haven't really got the premium. Like they really haven't got that premium play. So I I I would be very interested in, I'm definitely looking forward to see how PayPal and Square reacts if Bitcoin starts reaching all-time highs. I'm like, I can see both of those stocks over $100 clean, smooth,
Hmm.
like with no resistance up.
That would be interesting to look at, like how much people are actually like what's their crypto holdings like, you know, like how much people are actually like buying crypto in those platforms. That's a really good point.
Yeah, I
That we're
mean,
gonna
hey,
look up.
maybe that's like maybe that's something we look at the next episode or episode in the future. But
Well, because Square
I think
also paid high too for
discount,
YieldMax.
discount,
They also paid
discount,
high.
discount,
Yeah,
discount.
crazy.
You see
Um,
super microcomputers, discount,
yeah, even Broadcom really
discount,
fell like
discount.
10% last week. It was the chips stocks like worst week, one of the worst weeks last week. It's, you know, it's logical to think this week is kind of gonna be a green week, but hey, it still could be more downturns coming, especially with the rate cut coming in. What about like, you know, a week and a half?
Like like I'm gonna be honest with you. Like the
Actually,
market rallied back today has been rallying back. The S&P's up 1%, and the Dow's up, exploded up almost 600 points. The Nasdaq exploded up 200 and something points. I mean, I think these rallies are short lived.
yeah.
I think there's still more downside for the market. I think you can see a S&P around 5,400, and you can see a Nasdaq under 18,000. I know it sounds crazy, but it can get there. And then the Dow, like the Dow going under 40,000, I think fluttering with 39,000 is probably as low as it's
Hmm.
gonna go. If it goes lower, it's gonna be crazy. But you know, I wouldn't say there's too much downside here. Maybe like another 5% on everything, and then
Yeah.
we'll probably fly high for the rest of the year.
Cause
But
hey, there's a lot. CNBC's been kind of back and forth. There was a Michael Ferroli, I think it was his name, from J.P. Morgan. And he was saying like the market needs a half cut. You know, then there was this other guy saying like, you know, I forget what firm he was from, but he's saying the market really, you know, that's too much. Like that would be dangerous. It really just needs a quarter cut. So you also have a couple mixed opinions of that, and that's going to play in the next week on you know, or
Well,
it's
I mean,
actually
that's analyst. Like
10,
that's
15
analyst for you.
days.
I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm gonna guess the interest rate right perfectly for you, so you can
Oh yeah,
like
no, no, no. Well,
it's
we can just
like
be
neither here
prepared
or
for
there.
it.
Like
Yeah, we can just be
some
prepared
of
for
these
it.
analysts, yeah, like some of these analysts want to give out their predictions and stuff, and sometimes they're straight wrong.
Yeah.
So, the market will be the market. Right? Like Powell's gonna do what he wants. You know, whether it's a quarter, like 25 basis point cut or 50 basis point cut. I mean, like we know a cut is coming.
Yeah.
Will that be good for the markets? I think in the long run, yes. I think in the short term, I think the market might react in a way that's not really kosher. Let's say,
Yeah. What did
for
we
lack of a
say
better
with
word.
Tom? What did we say with Tom Lee before? Remember, um, he had said something about how the markets go up after the rate cuts. It was like
Yeah,
a
well, I mean,
he had some kind of
well,
stat
think
on it.
about
I remember you had said
I
it
mean, like,
a couple
I mean,
episodes
think
ago.
about rate cuts. Like, rate cuts are lower rates across the board, so the market's going to go up. But I'm saying in the immediate short term, does it rally? It we'll have to see. Like,
Yeah.
we'll have to see because I mean, at the end of the day, it's September, so you like instantly as like a trader, I'm gonna be like, oh, it's a rate cut. The market has to rally, right? It
Yeah.
has to, right? So anytime you're trading and something has to,
Yeah. It's the wrong mindset.
you know, it might really go the other way, and you're gonna be like stuck holding the bag. So, I would say let the market shake out. You know, if there's any opportunities on the downside where you see some of your household names getting beat up, this would be the perfect time to add to it. I mean, lower rates is going to create a better market environment. I don't really see a recession on the horizon. It's not.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. Like I said the last episode, I'm gonna say it again. I don't see it. You know, maybe it's not for me to see, or maybe I'm like right.
Maybe.
Use the experience to tell me that it's not. But with the markets, you just never know, man. You can't. Like I don't have a crystal ball, as I say.
Yeah. Nah. I mean, like we just said, man, we can only be prepared for it and put ourselves in a position to take advantage of the opportunities that present themselves. And I know I'm gonna do it tonight. Once I get out the margin call and NVDY and MSTY, I'm hoping they're still on sale, and I'm gonna just keep it pushing, man, with my income, my monthly income. That's it. That's
Well,
all I'm
like
really
I'll tell
worried
you this,
about.
man. Over the next few months, I'm gonna be doing a lot of shopping. A lot of shopping. So a lot of these YieldMax names are gonna take a hit. Well, not I wouldn't say take a hit, but they're gonna distribute heavy. Towards the end of the year, they have to empty the fund and reset them. So like you're gonna get some big distributions. Uh, I would say once you get those big distributions, that should be going on. Retire on dividends at
Like
the
October,
like
maybe.
November.
Yeah,
Yeah,
October or
like you said
November.
November. We were
Yeah.
saying December. So like we'll see what happens. It like could be November. He's
And
been
guys,
right
what
most.
that is too, if you're not familiar, there was an interview that Retire on Dividends actually did with the CEO of YieldMax, and he stated that in order for a certain tax advantage for the company to get, they have to pay out 90% of the profits at the end of the year. So that's just only good news for us, In
Yeah, I
all
mean they have
honesty,
to distribute 90% of the profits from the fund. If not, they're gonna lose
they lose it. Yep. So
their tax
we
advantage.
buying, we buying, we
So,
buying. Give it up, give it up,
yeah.
give it
So
up.
when those names reset and stuff, that's gonna be prime time for you to build a position if you
Yeah,
haven't
because
built it already,
they're
or
gonna
if you're getting some
empty
big
out.
distribution. Yeah, like they're gonna empty everything out. So, I tell you this, I am waiting.
Yeah.
I am waiting until this reset comes, and when this reset comes, I'm going all the way.
Because honestly,
I'm
this is
gonna go all the way with
Tone.
it.
This is something we haven't really discussed, but it just got me thinking of what you're saying. Like this would probably be a great time right now. It's September 9th. This would be a great time to just be like, yo, I'm gonna stockpile my cash, and maybe I'll put a little bit into the fund, but there should just be an own, or like an own reserve just for at the end of the year on top of the dividend to be like, yo, you know what? I got another 5, 6. I'm just gonna have ready
Oh yeah,
to
no,
dump
I
in.
mean yeah, like you always got to keep some dry powder, man. It's like the market is going to do whatever it wants to do. You don't have no control over it. It doesn't matter if you're spending $500, $5,000, 50,000, or 500 grand. Like your money's not gonna move a $3 trillion stock.
Yeah, literally.
The market really doesn't know you, and it doesn't care. So when these names get discounted, like these names are, like Nvidia's discounted, MicroStrategy's discounted, Supermicro's discounted, Google's discounted. These are the times. These are the times to add to your positions and really grow out a portfolio for the long term, for the 5-year hold.
Yeah, without a doubt. This is the best time to long-term invest. I've been talking to a couple of my friends because they're watching us, and as they keep watching, they've like kind of been skeptical. Like as we keep saying, like this is the best time to buy. Like if you wanted to start investing and you never did before, like you're starting at a time where it's like kind of like a borderline recession. People are saying that it is, but it's really not. But the prices are still pretty low, like it is one. And like what a time to just get in and really buy.
I mean, there's an old saying, right? The best time was yesterday, but the second best time is today.
Yeah.
So, you like you do what you got to do. If you can't buy some of these names because you're short on funds, it happens. It happens to me. Happens to Steve. It's all about your risk appetite and then what you got available to purchase. But these next few weeks are going to be really interesting, man. Let's see if some of these names come down more. But I can tell you right now, MicroStrategy, Nvidia, Supermicro, Google, these names are on sale, big time sale.
Yeah. We got like
It's great.
we got like a couple more minutes left, about like 4 minutes, man. We kind of really touched on everything. Not really too sure like what direction the market is going to go. Yo, literally, we're unsure where the market's going to go, but like we said, man, it's like we can only.
It's going down. It's going down. It's going down. It's messed up. It's going to go down a little more.
Well, I mean, for the long,
it's bouncing back today, so it's like, come on, man. Like
we know what's up.
Market's going to come down a little bit more.
When's the 19th? The 19th, probably like the middle, or maybe a Thursday.
Yeah,
I think it's a Thursday.
Yep, it's a Thursday.
Yeah, dang, yeah, that's gonna be crazy, bro.
Why? Like you're gonna buy spy puts for Friday, going in both directions? It says spy puts both directions.
That's actually not a bad. I think there's a YieldMax one for that, but yeah, that would actually be good to just buy that.
No, yeah, like a nice, a nice butterfly spread or
70-30, right?
However you like, however you name it, you guys out there. But the market's probably gonna have some big moves after that rate decision.
We're still committed, guys. Like everything that's going on is not subjecting us to think anything otherwise of what we already thought in the beginning of the summer. We're going to continue to buy quality names. We're continuing to invest in YieldMax. We're going to get our monthly distribution. We're going to spread that out to reinvest. We're going to pay some of our bills. And that's really what YieldMax is for, I don't care about what's going on now.
Income.
Yep, I don't care about how down it is.
Like it's not going to be the best performing asset in your portfolio, but it's definitely going to be one of the best.
It's the heart. Literally, it's like the heart. It's like almost like that saying, like you can't change the people around you, but you can change the people around you. It's like what you just said. It's like the same thing, It's like it's not going to be the best performing, but it will be one of the best performing. It's just a different type of performance, Yeah,
it's to like each his own, man. It's definitely like a once in a lifetime kind of situation, once in a lifetime product. I mean, if you can find me anything that yields 5, 6, 7% and pays out every month without any issues, please sign me up. Because I know a lot of people are looking at those round hill weekly dividends, which is cool. Like I did the math on it. Yeah, like I did the math on it. They're getting like 40 to 50% distribution every year, which is cool. But NVDY and MSTY give you 100% distribution.
Yeah. And hey, am I really that pressed? Am I that pressed to get a weekly payment? Like, nah, I got enough discipline to wait for the month and put it in a more secure position.
Yeah, at least how I look at it. I mean, those round hill ones. What are they called? The zero DTE strategies, right?
Yeah.
Those round hills are giving you like 80 basis points a week, so almost 1% every week. Not bad, especially if you compound it. Like it's better than some of these old names that we see that pay you 1% every 3 months. 1% a quarter.
Even
You know,
like
there's a lot of good
Starbucks, you
things
know,
out there
email.
in the market, man. A lot of good things. The only thing I can say is that when you're in big household names and they're getting clobbered, keep adding to it. Don't get scared. It's just the
We
wrong
want to
way.
run the opposite direction where
Like
everyone
you're
else is
buying a
going.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're buying a business,
Yep.
man. So it's like, like if you buy a bar because you don't make money on Monday, Tuesday, doesn't mean you're gonna sell it on Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
you're gonna keep it.
You
Like
might, you
so.
might, you might, work less hours Monday, Tuesday. You might stay open less, but
Yeah. Like you might stay open less, but moral of the story is just that like you're not gonna buy a bar or a restaurant or a laundromat on Wednesday, then sell it on Thursday because you didn't make no money.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
We
So you
staying
have
committed,
to
man.
have that same aspect when you buy names. Just because you buy a name on Monday, then on Thursday you're down 15%. All right, like you either double down or add a little something or not. Like you know what I mean?
That's it.
And if you're gambling, and if you're gambling in the casino, wasting your money like that, then you definitely need to be doubling down on your positions, not on the blackjack table.
That's it. Episode 19,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
YieldMax. Right
Episode
here.
episode 19.